Dun dun dun. We're very blue today, mostly because I decided to do a blue and purple eyeshadow thing, and then I had to wear blue to match it, and it also happens to match my cup. So I guess we're paying homage to Hades today, unintentionally, but here we are. Hello everyone, welcome to a new cosplay story time. Obviously, we're all under lockdown. It's crazy times. I figure we all need just like a really ridiculous, funny, laughable, little bit of secondhand embarrassment story to help hopefully liven up your time in quarantine. So that's what I'm gonna be telling today. We're gonna be digging a little bit, deep into the past to tell you guys a funny and kind of embarrassing, very stupid story from my cosplay past. This is the story about easily one of the stupidest cosplays. And I use the term cosplay loosely because it was more just a lot of BS kind of slapped together. But this is the story of one of the stupidest cosplays I've ever done. So this is about 2014, I want to say. This was when Attack on Titan was still like super, super popular. It was all over the place. And I, for the longest time, stayed away from it because just watching the first episode was really traumatizing for me, actually. So I kind of really stayed away from the series for a long time. However, I had friends who were actually really into it. They knew this about me and they were telling me a little bit about the characters, and I was like, ooh, well, the first episode of this anime really traumatized me, but these characters sound really interesting. And so I kind of had this little curiosity about Attack on Titan, but I wasn't super sure. For that year, for SakuraCon, my friends and I, we all drove over to Seattle to stay with one of our friends. And during that drive is kind of when this ultimate curiosity in Attack on Titan kind of blossomed. They were talking about how oh, I really want to cosplay this character, and we have a friend named Erin, and she was like, oh, it'd be so funny if I cosplayed Eren because we have the same name. And I was like, oh man, who do you think I would be? I was curious, right? I didn't really plan on getting into the series, but I was a little bit curious. And they're like, oh, we think you'd really like Armin. And they were explaining Armin's character to me, and I just immediately was like, oh. So I kind of had this interest in Attack on Titan kind of just based on what my friends had told me. So we make it to SakuraCon, and throughout that trip, we're still all kind of talking about Attack on Titan. I still had not actually seen the anime or read the manga or anything, but I was just really, really interested in Armin and learning about his relationships with everyone. I was intrigued. I was very intrigued, and it kind of became this little inside thing with my friends and I. So fast forward to the convention itself. Saturday of SakuraCon, I was cosplaying Pit, and I was doing this Super Smash Brothers themed skit, which was very fun. The thing about my Pit cosplay was that we had a really early call time for the actual cosplay contest, so I had to wake up super early to get ready, and a lot of it was just not up to par. I was not happy with my makeup. My wig was super messy. I was just not happy with it at all. So after I had done that skit, I'm in this cosplay and I'm just feeling like crap. So our friend who we were staying with, her dad actually wanted to go back to the house to do something and then was gonna be coming back to the convention. So I was like, would it be cool if I went with him and I'll just change into casual clothes so I can at least kind of enjoy the convention without feeling self-conscious or whatever. And one of the other friends who was staying with us also felt the same way. They weren't super feeling their cosplay either. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go back to the house and then we'll come back. On the car ride there, with all of this talk that we had about Attack on Titan, I was like, hold on. And this is where the stupidity comes. I had this very, very stupid idea. And I turned to my friend and I'm like, what if instead of just changing into casual clothes, I dress up as Armin using only what I have brought with me because I had a wig with me that could be BS'd into an Armin wig just for the heck of it. I mean, I have nothing to lose at this point. What if I just cosplayed Armin, even though I don't know, I know barely anything about Attack on Titan, just for the sake of this inside thing with our little friend group throughout this con. How about I just what if I just cosplay Armin using what I have? And my friend's like, you should do it. So we get home and I'm super excited about this, even though it's the stupidest thing ever. It's not even gonna be a proper cosplay. I didn't care. I don't know. There's something really fun about the spur of the moment cosplays, even if you don't know what they are. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. I was high off of that con energy. I don't really know. Anything goes at that point. So I'm making the game plan while we're driving to the house. I'm figuring out my game plan. So I figure out I have this short blonde wig that I can use. I can do my male makeup, which was garbage, by the way, because I was still very new to contouring. I had a belt. I had a pair of booty shorts. I had knee-high boots. I had a Pikachu hoodie. and I had a Pokeball. So I was like, what if I was Pikachu Booty Short Armin? It sounds ridiculous now, and it definitely sounded ridiculous then, but there was still some like, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense back then. I knew this was dumb. I didn't have a blouse with me, but my friend who I was staying with had a blouse. I tried using that, but it was way too big on me, so I just kind of like jam all of the like excess fabric into the booty shorts to like tuck it in. I take the belt and I wear it around my chest like this. To try and look like 3D maneuver gear, just kind of try to like into that. And then I put the Pikachu hoodie on, I put my knee-high boots on, I have the wig and everything, and I take the Pokeball and I'm like, I'm Pikachu Booty Short Armin. And what I started doing was I did like the little salute, but like with the Pokeball in my hand. And I brought also a pair of sunglasses because, you know, when you're doing that stupid of a cosplay, you know, you gotta be slick about it. We got to the convention, my friends see me, and they aren't even phased. I thought like, oh, it's gonna be like this big surprise, like, surprise, I'm Armin, but like a really crappy Armin. And they're like, oh, you look really good. And I was like, okay, thanks. Like, do you see all this BS that's happening on me right now? Like, we're just not gonna acknowledge that? They were really chill about it. So even though I'm wearing like this really dumb, not even really a cosplay of this character, I really know like surface level about from a series I've never even watched, I still had like one of the like most fun times I think I ever had at a convention, because we were just goofing around for the rest of the convention. We weren't taking ourselves super seriously, and I just kind of wanted to do this thing where I wanted to see how many people could recognize what I was supposed to be. I figured like no one's gonna get this, but like what if they did? And a few people actually got it, and then it got to the point where my friends were like, what if you asked for photos with like actual Attack on Titan cosplayers? Just do it. I'm like, I don't want to subject them to this. And so I felt like super shy, and my friends were like, no, too bad, we're gonna make you do it now. I'd see people cosplaying and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I really like their cosplays. And my friends would like go up to them and be like, hey, can you take a photo with my friend? And I was like mortified. I was like, please, they look amazing. I don't want to subject them to me, this walking garbage fire. But they were all super nice. Some of them were a little confused at first, and then I would like pose with the Pokeball and they'd be like, oh, you're Pikachu Armin in booty shorts for some reason. I'm like, yes, that's me. But yeah, I mean, for the rest of the day, we actually had like a really good time just hanging around and being silly, and it was actually like a really good time. But looking back, I mean, you know, yes, it was the cringiest thing ever. It was the stupidest thing ever. But it was really fun, and it actually became an inside thing because on the final day of the convention, the next day, all of my friends who I was staying with, they were like, we all have things that we could use to do like dumb, like booty short Attack on Titan cosplays. So we actually, the next day, we all ended up cosplaying Attack on Titan, but like only using things that we had around the house, and all of us had to wear booty shorts. And so we're getting like brown leather jackets and stuff, and like finding like button ups, and then just wearing like booty shorts with them, and doing like, you know, wigs and makeup to do all the characters. So everybody kind of did their like designated character, and we went to the movie theater dressed like that, and we watched the Lego movie. We had the entire theater to ourselves. And it was really, really stupid, but it was really, really fun. And that actually became the precursor to like a huge phase throughout my cosplay journey. Anyone who's been following me since then knows that like I think 2014, 2015 was like my huge Attack on Titan phase. And Armin was actually one of the characters that I was like best known for. Actually, I went on to cosplay him so much. He was like my ultimate favorite character. And then I fizzled out of Attack on Titan, and I don't keep up with it at all anymore, but it was fun back then. Anyway, that to this day is probably one of the stupidest cosplays, not even really a cosplay, that I've done. And it's really funny to look back because like part of being a cosplayer, you kind of put a lot into each of the days at a convention. Like each one is kind of this very valuable opportunity to get to do like a certain cosplay. It's usually, you know, a cosplay that you really, really care a lot about from something that you know a lot about and that you're a huge fan of. And so it's, I don't know, it's kind of a really like, I don't want to say sacred, but I guess kind of sacred like opportunity to get to meet other people who are into what you're into and like sharing that love and stuff. I feel like I'm just spewing like inspirational nonsense, but hopefully you know what I mean. So the idea of just having a full day at like a big convention, something that you would normally take really, really seriously, just to kind of like huck that out the window and just do like the dumbest thing you possibly could. Doing this weird booty short Pikachu Armin, and it's, you know, it was from a series I knew like barely anything about, but that's just what I decided to do and to like bop around in. And honestly, that is, again, some of the most fun I've ever had at a convention. So sometimes it's okay to just like let everything go and just goof around and just do something super stupid, and you'll still have like an amazing time. I don't know, sometimes it's fun to just do some BS. Just do some absolute BS. Do I regret any of it? Definitely not. But looking back, it was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that this helped brighten up your day in quarantine. I'll try and post more funny stories because I feel like we could all use some good cosplay story times like this. If you've had similar experiences, please let me know. Have you ever done just like a really dumb, like spur of the moment cosplay just to have a good time goofing around with your friends? Let me know. I'd love to know about it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys all next time. But until then, Panda Faces, please be sure. Oh, I just knocked the camera. I'm sorry. Please be sure to take care. Bye.